Hello, and welcome to our expert panel discussion on family systems and children's behavior dynamics. We kindly request your attention for a brief moment in the spirit of transparency and utmost respect for our community. We have some information we'd like you to read on this screen, and it states, education programs at the University of Arizona Global Campus are not designed to meet the state educational requirements for teacher certification or licensure in any state. This panel of experts was created to provide real-world examples of two very important topics in early childhood education. The two topics that we're going to discuss today are family systems and children's behavior dynamics. So let's begin by introducing our panel. Dr. Reynolds, would you like to go first?
Of course. It's nice to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm Dr. Rebecca Reynolds. Most of my students call me Dr. Rebecca. I am college faculty at Oakton College and College of Lake County. I run a not-for-profit that benefits education in many different ways. And I'm grateful to be here.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dr. Otstad, and I am a full-time assistant professor here at UAGC. So excited to be here. I have a little background in special education, and educational administration, and mostly I'm going to speak today from my perspective as a Montessori instructor. So I have a background in Montessori education as well. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So we just had a few questions for you. The first question, can you explain the role a professional plays in supporting young children's emotional and behavioral development?
As a professional, as an educator, are you asking as an educator?
Yes.
Well, as an educator, I firmly believe that it's our responsibility to include everyone involved in the conversation. When it comes to social emotional development, the parents and families and community need to be involved. It has to be everyone working together in tandem. Social emotional development is key to healthy mental health later on in life. So we need to keep that in perspective. I think that's lost quite a bit.
So the educator plays a pivotal role in gathering all the stakeholders, including the family and everyone, to support the children.
Most definitely.
Right.
And I would agree, in a Montessori classroom, our job is to really observe the children and really get to know their emotional state of being and what they need, really observe their daily emotions, and offer opportunities for them to grow. So one of the things I've always liked to do is teach them how to self-regulate. You know how children a lot of times want our attention really fast. So one of the things I teach them is to put their hand on my shoulder and to just develop patience and just wait. And I know that they are anxious and excited to talk, but by doing this, it really slows them down and helps develop their, just their emotional state, and then improves their behavior as well in the classroom.
That is a great strategy. I also did that, Dr. Otstad. That's interesting. And it wasn't even a strategy that I thought that I was doing something for them. It was just for me to know that they were there, but I was doing something else. So it really is helping them too.
I agree.
I like that. I haven't seen that practiced before. I will try that.
A lot of times it's this,
Mhm.
but they still do it. Okay, so the next question is, what strategies would you suggest for supporting children who have experienced adverse childhood experiences or trauma in their life?
Strategies. One, definitely observational assessment is a key component. Making sure that there's no bias in your documentation of your observations. Once you have enough different types of observations, perhaps ABC, antecedent behavior consequence observations, you can reach some kind of conclusion on how to help them. Each individual child will react differently to adverse experiences in their life. Some will withdraw, some will give outbursts, some will hit, punch, scream, cry. It's different for everyone. So to help them, we need to observe. We need to gather our team of people surrounding the children and figure out what's best to help them. The team can include parents, community members, social workers, counselors, the teachers, everyone involved.
I like that you say the observations need to be free of bias. And that's one thing I'm teaching right now in one of my classes. And I've got them to understand you can't assume an emotion. So you can't say the child was happy because, you can't know what's going on in their brain. But another thing I'm trying to get them to realize is one of them wrote, the child adorably climbed the stairs. And I said, no, now I know you like the kid because you
Yeah.
just, you've made it totally biased now. So we're learning how to keep observations completely objective and just state the facts. Yeah. How
It's
about you,
hard to
Doc?
do sometimes.
It's very hard to do.
It is.
Well, I would agree. One of my favorite things to do as an instructor is to prepare the environment so that it's a really calming space. So when we do have children who may have had some traumatic experiences, we provide an opportunity for them to have a space that they can go to help self-regulate. Maybe it's a book corner with some soft pillows. Maybe it's a tabletop maze that they can just breathe and kind of zone into it, or even like a Zen garden, just so that they feel that they have a safe space where they can be comfortable and that they belong and that there's some predictability in when they come to our learning environment that they may not have at home or have experienced in the past, but that they can come to this place and know that this is a safe space.
And it truly is amazing to me, Dr. Otstad, how many students will go and use those spaces when they need them. It's like a natural thing to go over and use them after you've told them about it and shown them. They know when they need it.
And what a difference it makes. It just really
Right.
calms them down when they may have just come from an experience outside of the classroom. Maybe in the morning there was some excitement or something happened in their home, or maybe they didn't even have breakfast. And they just come in and they know they can predict what's going to happen in their space and where they can go to just calm down.
I love that you added they can predict, because when they can predict what's going to happen, it really helps them stay focused.
Mhm.
So that leads us to our next question. How do family structures, cultural values, and socioeconomic conditions influence your approach to guiding children's behavior?
Well, sometimes when you start a class, you don't always know their financial backgrounds and their home lifestyles. Sometimes it takes time to get to know them and their families. So here again, we have to make sure that we're not making assumptions, and look through observations and start communicating with the families as early as possible, to kind of gather some information. You might have a child coming in with torn up clothes, but they're doing fine financially. They just really, really like those favorite outfits and they don't want to give them up. So, you can't always make the assumptions on what's going on. Maybe that morning mom didn't want to fight to change the outfit, so they just came. Right? So be very careful with your bias and your assessments. But we need to, as early childhood educators, we need to figure out where the children have needs. Because if we work together with the families, we can make sure that they have what they need to be successful moving on.
And I also love that you said that. I used to tell the parents, let them pick what they want. I don't care what they wear to school. And I saw some of the craziest fun outfits, but they got to choose what they wanted that day. And I really think that gives them, ownership of who they are and who they're becoming. So I love that.
And I would agree. It's really important for us to understand that the children are coming from all sorts of different backgrounds and even different languages. And when they come in, they might have different customs, maybe they have different eye contact, and their behavior is just reflective of them trying to interact in a way that they're used to. So I always think of this little guy that I had who came from China, and right away he was just like hitting and biting, and he couldn't communicate with the other children. And so I had to really step back and observe what is he trying to communicate. And I used the materials in the classroom to have him express, what he was trying to share. So, for example, he was sharing that he knew numbers. And so he was able to complete a hundreds board and place all the tiles. And I wouldn't have known that because he couldn't speak that to me. And so he was acting out, but yet he was really just trying to communicate with us. And so it's important to remember that maybe their behavior isn't necessarily a challenge for them, but just a way of them trying to interacting to get along with the other children and feel like they belong. So I like to remember that when they come into our classroom.
Yes, that is
That's awesome.
yeah, that's a great.
Dr. Ostad, I hit, oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Um, I've done a lot of work with children with autism, and I've discovered that children who are normally developing but have a different language barrier because they're not speaking English, I use the same cards. You know, the picture cards for my autistic students, where they have the toilet on there or whatever, the different things that they need to point to let me know what they want. I use the same thing for the children who don't speak English, and it works wonderfully.
I'm sure it does. I can imagine.
That's great. Okay, so we have our last question. How do you see your role in creating a responsive and supportive environment for all children in your classroom? So what do you do as the teacher? What do you think you can share with our early childhood educators? What do they need to be doing?
I can go first. I think the most important is really just to get down on their level. A lot of times we're super tall and they're just little. And if we get down on their level and we're speaking to them and we're listening to them with a really kind and caring and supportive way, it makes all of the difference, that they know that they are valued, and that they belong and that we're just right there at their level. I think that is really important. And that's how I would support.
That's awesome. And one of the I do that. I love doing that as well. In fact, I used to wear knee guards on my pants because on my legs so I could not kill my knees being at their eye level. But another thing that I do is in the morning, no matter what my mood, I work really hard at greeting them with a smile and a comfortable hello. Because I find that the way they start the day has a huge impression on the rest of their day. And I think it helps the parents as well.
I agree. When my students came in, I shook everybody's hand. We looked each other in the eye, and I would tell them good morning, and they said good morning back. I think that starting the day off is great. Well, does anybody have anything else that they would like to add? Okay, thank you, panel, so much for being here. We appreciate you very, very much.